Sweet music with marching band. It's almost college football season. I'm pumped. Can't wait to hear that marching music. Yes. What's going on, TTC? I'm back. It's Sunsnare06, hanging out with you. How's everyone doing? Sorry it's been a long time. I just got back from a great tour with my drum and bugle corps. We went to Western Pennsylvania, and then to Michigan, and then to Ohio, and then to Indiana for our championships. First to Michigan City for the open class quarterfinals, and then after that to probably one of the coolest football stadiums I've ever seen, and that's Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, the home of the Colts. And it was a great time, and we did really well in the competition. So I'm really happy with the way everything went. It's a lot of fun. And to any of my drum corps brothers and sisters who were watching this tonight, I love you guys. I miss you already. But it was great. It's a lot of fun. And can't wait for next year. Anyway, I get back and there's already lots to talk about. So let's get right to it. College football season is almost here. And I think all of us are licking our chops for it right now. We're pretty pumped. We can almost taste it. Can't wait, TTC. I mean, I love this time of year. DCI World Championships, great drum corps, and then right into great football. I mean, doesn't get any better than that, at least for me. So, yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight my conference predictions for at least all the BCS conferences, and to talk about a couple other things. And, you know, it's not only time for college football, NFL's also right around the corner as well. It was great fun watching that Giants-Jets game, and proud to say the Giants won, but still a long way to go. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about each conference. I'm going to give some predictions here. We're going to start with my own conference, the Big East. And for the Big East, I'm going to say the winner of the Big East Conference this year is going to be Pitt. And the reason why I say it's going to be Pitt is because they came within a couple minutes of winning the Big East last year, but gave up a last-minute touchdown to Cincinnati and got screwed a little by some Big East officials. So we'll have to see. I mean, there's a little bit of a quarterback controversy going on at Pitt right now. But I think they're going to come out really strong, especially with this Dion Lewis kid, the running back, 1 year older and 1 year wiser. That kid's going to be pretty hard to stop. And I mean, talking to some Syracuse players, they said he's without a doubt the best back in the Big East and probably one of the better backs in the country. So I'm going to say Pitt wins the Big East. And the potential sleeper is West Virginia. Shout out to WVU here, 113. What's going on, man? On to the Big Ten. The Big Ten could get interesting, but I'm going to say right now the winner of that conference is definitely going to be Ohio State. Because you got Terrell Pryor entering his junior year. They had another great recruiting class. They played strongly last year. They won the Big Ten last year. They won the Rose Bowl. And now they're pretty hungry. And I think they could even be a sleeper for a national championship. We'll have to see, but I think Ohio State is the definite favorite there. The Big 12, toss-up between Texas and Oklahoma. I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma. So here's a shout-out to Anakuno. I'm going to say Oklahoma because of more experience. And I think definitely if you have a quarterback that had to come in a year early to fill in for Sam Bradford, Landry Jones, I think Landry is definitely ready to have a better season now. Because, you know, he knows how to play against defenses in the Big 12. So I'm going to say Oklahoma. But Texas is a definite sleeper. Well, maybe not a sleeper, but a definite contender. Moving on to the Pac-10, the candy-ass conference. What's up, Lawtide? I'm going to go with Oregon in that conference. I'm going to say Oregon, because, well, they seem to be the only strongest team. USC technically can't win it. And, well, to be honest, I don't really know the strengths of many of the other teams in the Pac-10, so we'll have to see, but I'm going to go with Oregon because they're the defending champions, and they seem to be pretty strong again this year. Following that up, we got the ACC. Georgia Tech won it last year. I do not know much about the ACC, but I'm actually going to give the nod to Boston College. I think they could be a very strong team this year because they were pretty damn good last year. Even though they went 8-4, I think they're probably going to be a stronger team. We'll have to see. And also, you got to watch out for Virginia Tech. So it could be Boston College versus Virginia Tech, or something like that in the ACC championship game. I'm going to give it to Tech or Boston College. And finally, on to our favorite conference of all, the SEC. What's up, SEC TTC? I'm going to be Mr. Objective here, and I'm going to say, that during the season, pretty much, I'm going to be objective, and I'm not going to really support any teams in the SEC, but I just love SEC football in general, so I'm just going to call it as I see it. But I'm going to give the nod in the SEC East to Georgia. They have a lot of returning starters. They have some very strong kids on that team. I think they're going to be the team to beat in the East, even better than Florida. So I'm going to give it to the Dogs. Shout out to the Dog Pound. And in the West, who else do you think I'm going to give it to? Bama. Bama's going to win the West. It's going to be a tough game in the SEC championship game, and at the expense of getting possibly hated by the entire SEC TDC, I'm not going to make a prediction of who's going to win that game. So, Georgia and Alabama, SEC East and West, but I'm going to call that a toss-up. Those are my conference predictions. You can tell me how I am on those, and if I'm completely wrong at the end of the season, shoot me. So we'll have to see what happens. Moving on now to something else. Brett Favre. Seriously, man, what the fuck? I mean, make a decision. Can you please make a decision more quickly and not have the media kind of swoon around you like, oh my God, is he going to make a decision? I mean, I understand it's a big decision, but how hard can it be? There are two choices. You play or you sit down. I mean, make a decision. Don't let us hold out, because it's now 3 years in a row. That's 3 freaking years in a row. And I'm getting sick of it, and I'm sure most of the football world is getting sick of it. Especially the fans that you let down in Green Bay and the Jets. So, just stop. It's bullshit. And finally, MLB TTC, shout out to all you guys, but I haven't been around much there, but I'm going to say this. As a Mets fan, I have given up on this fucking team. I'm still a Mets fan. I'll always be a Mets fan, but I have given up on this fucking team for 2010. This team is a disaster, and it just seems to be getting worse every time they step on the field. This organization is a fucking clusterfuck from the highest down to the freaking minor leagues. It's a bunch of crap. And they seriously need to start making some changes. I mean, now the whole K-Rod debacle is going on. I mean, how much more embarrassing can this get if you're a Mets fan? This is freaking awful. And what the hell's going to happen with K-Rod? No fucking clue. It's all up to speculation. I want to know your thoughts. I'll probably make a video more specifically about K-Rod sometime soon. But as a Mets fan, I don't know how the rest of the Mets fans in the MLB TTC are doing, but I'm fucking done with this team. I've had it. Until next year. Anyway, that's all for me. I'm Sunsnero6. It's good to be back, but I'm leaving for the Q's tomorrow morning. Band camp on Friday. Yes, sir. And it's time to get to work. All right, football right around the corner. Have a great night, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.